Okay, lots happening on stage and with CABA. Can you tell us a little bit about this year?
Yes, Jerry, I'm so happy to be here.
Me too.
Realcomm and IBCon are one of the highlights for this industry of intelligent buildings, and so we're always excited to be a part of it. I'm on the advisory board, and I definitely advise all our members to come here. So CABA's actually been doing some great research that I thought I would share with
a lot of talk about this white paper that just came out. Please tell us.
Yeah, we have a number of white papers, but one of the pieces of research that we're very proud of, we had about 23 companies actually funded it. It's called Monetization of the Intelligent Buildings.
Yes.
So what the industry wanted to learn, and Harbor Research was contracted to do research, is that there are significant changes taking place with the technology, much better technology, more interoperable. We're still not quite there yet to solve that one, but
Sure.
getting better. So IoT is changing the dynamics. Let me give you an example. So what we try to show is that there are other ways, both from the OEMs of hardware, software that are supplying like this great event, are supplying a lot of great product and services, but how do you just not deliver the product, install it, and go away? How do you actually have a reoccurring revenue model, let's just say? And so I'll give you one quick example.
Sure.
The lighting industry has gone through a major change, right? Sure. So LEDs are now much better than they were even a couple of years ago. So you save a lot of energy. But the business model of changing bulbs every few years or months is gone.
Right.
They lasted a long time. But what if you were a company like Signify, which was Philips, and you brought on something called lighting as a service? So you say to your customer, why don't we do that for you? We'll provide the lights. We'll make sure that they're always on. They're always what they're doing, what they're supposed to. But by the way, do you need data analytics? Well, yes. I'm a shopping mall. I want to know traffic flow. We can do that. Do you need sensors in there? Because we can put sensors. We can put speakers. We can put cameras in them. We can do all of that and look after and give you whatever you want. And, of course, for a small fee every month.
Sure.
So there is a great example of how the industry is transforming itself to say, all right, the industry's changed, but we can do things that are be much more valuable for the builder, developer, facility manager, but also provide great value to the company.
How often is, say, something like lighting as a service being adopted, or is that still in its nascence?
You're absolutely right. In fact, Signify is really rolling it out in Europe right now as testing the waters, but we fully expect it's going to be here in a bigger way in the future. But that's just one quick example.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of sensors that can be fit in and the amount of ways to monetize that. What other ways that are unexpected have we seen to monetize intelligent buildings?
Well, and again, you touched on something that the research found, and we kind of know what people in the industry know, is that the sensors have really gone down in price. So we now have a significant amount of new types of sensors. So for indoor air quality example, so if you're in California and you've got a lot of fires, and the air quality is not that great, you might want to know that and be able to actually mitigate that with other technology.
Right.
So sensors are becoming so prolific that soon we've done some research on IoT. What we know is that sensors can now, in some cases, be printable sensors.
Really?
So can you imagine like an inkjet printer printing that sensor with actually photovoltaic material that could get enough power from the lights in this room.
Yeah.
So, which means that it doesn't need batteries. So now you've got a sensor, low cost, no batteries. So you could put a sensor on this table, on your computer, on these chairs. So in terms of really being able to asset track, to be able to determine where your assets are, and all of that is now really available to the industry. And water sensors, so if there's flooding or insurance companies, are really also taking a look at this, because insurance companies do not want to pay out.
No.
So if they can mitigate a flood, fire, theft, that's huge.
Sure. Just knowing what's moving when it shouldn't be moving is enormous.
Yeah.
So what's the bigger picture here, Ron? We see that there are new avenues toward monetization. We see that the technology is enabling it, but big picture, what does it mean to you?
Well, I'm glad you said that, because this study that we did, the first phase, which is free, you come to our website and pick it up. It's called Improving Organizational Productivity with Building Automation Systems. Jerry, we have as an industry missed a big piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
We've been so focused on the building, of course, but when you think of a building and you look at all the parts that make up a living building that is being used every day, like a Deloitte might have full of Deloitte employees, or PricewaterhouseCoopers, or hospitals, universities. So basically, when you look at the numbers, Harvard Research did Joseph Al did some great research. We had him speaking at this event on a panel last year, but they show that if you look at a building, 100% costs.
Yeah.
10% is the cost, the overall cost to that owner or whoever's in attendance, is only 10% is the building cost, of which 1% is the energy. And we've really focused on the energy, and that we should. 90% is the salaries and benefits of the people. So if we could focus on the people, that's huge. In other words, and there is a movement now about wellness. So if we could actually say, if we get the air quality just right, get the mold, the dust, the contaminants out of the air, the CO2, oxygen levels just perfect. If we could get the heating, ventilation,